Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Reconciliation rumors between former Bachelorette Jenn Tran and Jonathon Johnson have been circulating in the days after her unexpected breakup with Devon Strader. When Jenn and Jonathon disclosed that they had gotten back together less than a week following the Bachelorette's season 21 finale, viewers went into a frenzy. Together, the two shared a number of TikToks, one of which made fun of Jenn packing him off on the show. "Everyone is curious about my plans in the event that I lose," Jenn lip-scanned in the video. Jonathon entered the frame as she was pausing theatrically, speaking in her mouth, "I guess we'll never know." After the Dream Suite episode, Jonathon said that he knew Jenn was going to send him home as he thought back on their relationship on the show. During an August episode of the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast, Jonathon said, "She's confessing her love for Marcus, Schauberg, and Devon, saying that he's in love with her, and I'm sitting there in this middle ground with her, where everything's great, it's fun, we have no issues with each other, no drama. It's simple, but there isn't a next step." See what Jenn and Jonathon had to say about their current situation by scrolling down. Jenn and Jonathon have been posting multiple TikToks on their accounts ever since the show concluded. One video's follower posted a line from Taylor Swift's 2019 song Lover in the comments area. "I used to think love would be black and white, but it's actually golden." The social media user said, "Jonathon is literally golden," to which Jenn retorted, "The man makes some valid points." The duo has persisted in providing its followers with content that complements one another. "Jonathon is just so sweet and just so kind," Jenn gushed, but she said there's nothing romantic about it. "It's a win in my book to come out of this with a really, really good friend like Jonathon," Jenn declared in her second appearance on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast. "He's such a wonderful man." After splitting from Devon, Jenn stated that she's not ready to pursue a relationship. She admitted, "To be honest, I'm not in a position where I can even date anybody right now or entertain the idea of somebody. I just haven't found my heart yet." Jenn said that having a buddy like Jonathon at her side feels really, really good as she makes her way through her new life in Los Angeles, where she moved to compete on Dancing with the Stars season 33. Jonathon stated on the Viall Files podcast, "The conversation has not been had, no," in response to the question of whether he and Jenn have discussed the possibility of pursuing their romance outside of the program. Although Jonathon acknowledged that he was open-minded is probably where I stand when it came to rekindling, he was hesitant to do so after Jenn withdrew him from the show. He did, however, add that he would accept Jenn's invitation to a date. In a joke on the Off the Vine podcast, Jenn stated that the internet loves Jenn and Jonathon, but she also said that if she could do the program over, she wouldn't have chosen someone different. "Everything came together as it should have." She gushed, "There were so many great guys on my season. I have so much love and gratitude for them." Jenn continued, saying she probably will be grabbing a beer with Jeremy Simon, Jonathon, or someone else. "I really want to maintain those friendships, but that's all I want," she uttered. On Jonathon's Instagram posts, Jenn has left multiple comments implying that there is more going on between the two of them. Jonathon posted a photo of himself clutching a rose, which is the emblematic flower of the business, and wrote, "Will you accept this rose?" Rose, as the caption. "Hey, you posted this on Instagram instead of just texting me," Jenn said. "We've discussed it a little bit." In a September 2024 episode of the Viall Files podcast, Jenn announced that Jonathon will be joining DWTS, yes, as a very good friend of mine. She described Jonathon as such a good person. "I am a part of Jenn's journey on the show, which is the coolest thing about being there," Jonathon said in October 2024 on Jason Tartick's podcast, Trading Secrets. "Whenever she and I leave the show, there is never a moment when we don't see a video of someone filming while hanging from the rafters and thinking, 'Oh my God, what are they going to do today? What comes next?'" According to Jonathon, the fact that his friendship with Jenn is flourishing is cool. Noting that they are just friends, he said, "People still want to see that happen and are very adamant about that coming to life. You rarely notice your partner's cautions while you're in a romantic relationship. They only become apparent following the split. Jenn Tran, a single woman, became serious about the cautions she had disregarded in her relationship with Devon Strader. Go through again to see more. Unusual question, he asked the makers following commitment. Recently, Jenn Tran appeared on the Unhitched Male Party Time webcast for a two-part digital recording. She cast a sidelong glance at her romance with Devon Strader, her admirer of the Lone Ranger. The two became romantically involved in the season finale, but it was revealed on After the Last Rose that they had broken up last month, approximately 2 months after they had made their promise while filming the unscripted TV drama. Devon's request for makers the day following their vow was one important caution that she disregarded. He purportedly inquired about the length of time that the show's partners stay together. Looking back, Jenn Tran thinks that was a strange question to ask. She also said that during their commitment, he started to feel differently about her. In essence, he declared, "I'm not comfortable anymore. Sometimes I wake up and I just don't feel it. Sometimes I wake up and I just don't love you." Devon Strader regretted not getting married to the single woman sooner. Devon Strader was upfront about using the N-word with Jenn Tran on the show, but he almost left when she didn't respond. According to Jenn Tran, Devon later brought that up in their arguments and wondered if he should have broken up with the single female sooner. She just admitted, in the ATFR, that he regretted preparing for marriage. Covert text spurred disagreement. This week, Devon Strader released a video in which he offered his version of events. A peek at the texts he had with Jenn Tran throughout their brief relationship was included in his post. Still, that wasn't when he initially disclosed their intimate conversations. Shortly after the broadcast of the season finale, he shared and promptly removed a screen grab of one of their texts. Before he finally broke up with Jenn Tran, he said in the instant message that she made an effort to say goodbye to him one more time. She stated on the internet broadcast that they parted ways during a 2-minute conversation following his mysterious message earlier in the day indicating that they planned to speak the next day. Jenn Tran mentioned that Devon watched an episode of The Unhitched Female with his family at that time. He unloaded her when she insisted they talk on the phone after being shaken by his message. How she at last acknowledged truth. Jenn Tran unexpectedly came to terms with realities regarding the relationship. After the show ended, pictures of Devon hanging out with his ex-girlfriend after splitting from Jenn appeared online. She stated on the webcast, "At this point, I've reached the conclusion I want." Devon's warnings were picked up on by viewers long before Jenn was. Do you remember anything about his behavior on the show that particularly caught your attention?